Hey guys, welcome back. So today we'll be adding and subtracting fractions. Let's look at our first example. 3 over 5 plus 3 over 5. My denominators are the same, so I'm going to add my numerators. I have 5 here, 5 here, so I'm going to add my numerator. 3 plus 3 is 6 over 5. Your final answer is 6 over 5. Let's try 7 over 9 minus 4 over 9. My denominators are the same, so I'm going to subtract my numerators. 7 minus 4 is going to give us 3. That's going to be over 9. And in this example here, I can actually simplify my 3 over 9 because 3 goes into 3. This is going to equal 1. And then 9 divided by 3, this is going to equal 3. So your answer is going to be 3 over 9 or 1 over 3. Let's look at this example, 1 over 5 plus 3 over 5. Since my denominators are the same, they both are 5, then I can go ahead and add my numerator. 1 plus 3 is going to give me 4, and my denominator is going to stay the same, and that's going to be 5. So 4 over 5 plus 6 over 7. So notice here that my denominators are not the same, so I do need to find the common denominator. So 5 and 7, I'm going to list the multiples of 5 and 7. Now there is a shortcut you can use. You can just multiply your 5 times your 7, and that's going to give you 35. So you can do 5 times 7 is 35. So 35 is going to be your common denominator. I honestly do not like doing it this way. I actually like looking for the common denominator because sometimes you do have larger numbers that you're dealing with, and it's always easier to deal with smaller numbers. All right, so multiples of 5, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 8 is 40. And I'll stop here for now. Now let's list the multiples of 7. So we have 7, 7 times 2, 14, 7 times 3, 21, 7 times 4, 28, and then you have 7 times 5, that's 35, and I'll stop here for now. So this is your common multiple here. So I know I need to get 35 in my denominator. So let's start here, 4 over 5. What number, if I multiply my 5 with in my denominator, that's going to give me 35. So let's see, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 5 times 7 is going to give me 35 in my denominator. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 7. All right, so let's look here, 6 over 7. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I multiply top and bottom by 5, I'm going to get 35 in my denominator. So it's perfect. So let's start here. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 5, we're going to get 35. And then we have 6 times 5, that's 30. And then you have 7 times 5 is 35. Now that my denominators are the same, I'm going to add my numerators. So 28 plus 30, 28 plus 30 is going to give us 58 as our answer. So my numerator, I'm going to get 58, and then my denominator is going to be 35. But guess what? We have an improper fraction. And remember what improper fractions are? Is when your numerator on top is larger than your denominator. So my 58 is larger than my 35. So let's go ahead and turn that into a mixed number. So let's create some space. So we have 35 on the outside and we have 58 on the inside. 35 goes into 58 one time. 35 times 1 is 35. 58 minus 35 is going to give us a 23. All right, so let's go ahead and simplify. So we have 58 over 35, or you're going to get 1, which is from here, 23 over 35. So these are your answers here. Let's look at this example here, 3 over 20 minus 2 over 20. My denominators are the same, so I'm going to subtract my numerators. 3 minus 2 is going to give us 1. That's going to be over 20. So your final answer is 1 over 20. 5 over 12 minus 1 over 8. Notice here my denominators are not the same. So in this example, I need to find a common denominator. So I'm going to write my 12 here and my 8, and we're going to look for the multiples of 12 and 8. We have 12, 24, 36, and 48, and we'll stop here for now. And then for 8, we have 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40, and we'll stop here for now. The lowest common multiple between 12 and 8 is going to be the number 24. So we're going to look here, 5 over 12. What number do I need to multiply my 12 with that's going to give me 24 in the denominator? We have 1, 2. I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the number 2. That's going to give me 24 in my denominator. Now let's look here, 1 over 8. What number do I need to multiply my 8 with that's going to give me 24 in the denominator? And that's going to be 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the number 3. Now we're going to multiply. So 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 12 is 24. Perfect. That's what we're looking for. Minus 1 times 3 is 3. Over 8 times 3 is 24. And that's also perfect. That's what we're looking for. Now that my denominators are the same, I'm going to subtract my numerator. 10 minus 3 is going to give us 7. That's going to be over 24. And this is your final answer here. Let's try 28 over 37 minus 17 over 37. In this example here, my denominators are the same, so I am going to subtract my numerator. So 28 minus 17, 8 minus 7 is going to equal 1. 2 minus 1 is going to equal 1. So 28 minus 17 is going to equal 11. That's going to be over 37. Since I cannot simplify any further, your final answer is 11 over 37. 1 over 8 plus 2 over 8. Notice my denominators are the same, so I can go ahead and add. So 1 plus 2 is 3, and this is going to give me 3 over 8. What about 2 over 5 plus 1 over 4? In this example here, notice my denominators are not the same. So since my denominators are not the same, I need to make them the same. And the best way to do this is to find a common denominator. So let's get all the multiples of 5. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Let's just stop here for now. And for my 4s, we have 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2, 8, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16, 4 times 5 is 20. The common multiples between 5 and 4 is 20. I have a 20 here for the 5, and I also have a 20 here for my 4. So let's go back to my original problem here. Let's look at the 2 over 5. If I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 4 is going to give me 20. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom here by 4. Now let's look at 1 over 4. I need to get 20 in my denominator. So if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if I multiply 4 times 5, that's going to give me a 20 in my denominator. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 5. All right, so now let's go ahead and multiply, and then we're going to add. So we have 4 times 2. This is going to give me 8. And then we have 4 times 5. This is 20. Now we have 1 times 5. That's 5. And then 4 times 5 is also 20. So this is perfect. Remember, we need to get the common denominator so that we can add our fractions. And since I have 20 in my denominator here, I'm going to go ahead and add my numerator. So 8 plus 5 is going to give us a 13. And then your denominator is 20. So your final answer is 13 over 20. Let's try 17 over 25 minus 3 over 5. So this example, my denominators are not the same. So I do need to find a common denominator. So we're going to list the multiples of 25. So we have 25, 50, and 75, and we'll stop here for now. For my 5, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and we will stop here for now. My lowest common multiple between 25 and 5 is going to be the number 25. So we're going to look here, 17 over 25. What number do I need to multiply my 25 with that's going to give me 25? I already have 25 in my denominator. So you can just write 17 over 25 because I already have 25 in my denominator. But I'm going to multiply by 1 because 25 times 1, which is right here, is going to give me 25. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 1. And let's look over here, 3 over 5. What number do I need to multiply my 5 with that's going to give me 25 in the denominator? That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 5 is going to give me 25 in my denominator. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 5. Now we're going to multiply. 1 times 17 is going to be 17. 1 times 25 is 25. Perfect. Minus 3 times 5 is 15. Over 5 times 5 is 25. Now that my denominators are the same, I'm going to subtract my numerators. So 17 minus 15 is going to equal 2. That's going to be over 25. And this is your final answer. Let's try 7 over 11 minus 4 over 11. My denominators are the same, so I'm going to subtract my numerators. So 7 minus 4 is going to equal 3, and that's going to be over 11. My final answer is 3 over 11. Try 1 over 2 plus 4 over 5. So notice my denominators are not the same, so that means I need to find a common denominator. So I'm going to write my 2 here so I can list the multiples of 2, and my 5 here because I need to list the multiples of 5. So let's start with 2. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then 12. Let's list the multiples of 5. So we have 5, 10, 15, and 20. We'll stop here for now. And looking at my 2 and my 5, my common denominator is a 10. So that means I need to have the number 10 in my denominator so that we can add. So I'm going to set up our new problem here. So first, let's start with 1 over 2. What number can I multiply my denominator with that's going to give me 10 in my denominator? And let's look here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 5. We're going to go over here. We have 4 over 5 now. What number can I multiply with? I have 1, 2. I can multiply top and bottom by 2. That's going to give me 10 in my denominator. All right, so now let's multiply. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. Perfect. 4 times 2 is 8. And then you have 5 times 2 is 10. Now that my denominators are the same, I'm going to add. So 5 plus 8 is going to give us 13, and then you have your 10. However, just looking at this example here, this is an example of an improper fraction. So we're going to simplify this. Your numerator is bigger than your denominator, so that makes it an improper fraction. So we're going to simplify. I'm going to divide 10 on the outside and my 13 on the inside. 10 goes into 13 one time. 10 times 1 is 10. 13 minus 10 is going to give me a 3. The answer is going to be 13 over 10, or because we're simplifying, this is going to be 1 because my quotient is here. And then we have 3 from my remainder over 10. From my divisor. 5 over 6 minus 3 over 8. In this example here, my denominators are not the same, so I do need to find a common denominator. We're going to list the multiples of 6 and 8. For 6, we have 6, 12, 18, and 24, and we will stop here for now. And for my 8, we have 8, 16, 24, and 32, and we'll stop here for now. My lowest common multiple between 6 and 8 is the number 24. So that means I need to get the number 24 in my denominator. So we're going to look here, 5 over 6. What number do I need to multiply my 6 with to get 24 in the denominator? This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the number 4. And let's look here, 3 over 8. What number do I need to multiply my 8 with to get 24 in the denominator? That's going to be 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the number 3. Now we're going to multiply. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 is 24. Minus 3 times 3 is 9. Over 8 times 3 is going to give us 24. My denominators are the same, so I'm going to subtract my numerator. So we have 20 minus 9, 0 minus 9. That's going to give us a negative number. So I'm going to borrow from this 2. This 2 is going to become a 1. This 0 here is going to become a 10. So 10 minus 9 is 1. And then 1 minus your imaginary 0 is going to equal 1. So 20 minus 9 is going to be 11. That's going to be over 24. And since I cannot simplify any further, your final answer is 11 over 24. Let's try 3 over 10 plus 2 over 3. So notice here, my denominators are not the same, so I do need to find the common denominator. Let's look at our multiples of 10. So we have 10, 20, 30, and 40, and we'll stop here for now. And then for my 3, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, and 30. And these are the multiples of 3. 30 is our common multiple, so we know that we need to have 30 in our denominator. So let's start here, 3 over 10. What number do I need to multiply my 10 with to get 30 in my denominator? So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3. If I multiply this by 3, I'm going to get 30 in my denominator. So whatever I do to my denominator, I'm going to do to the numerator as well. So let's look here, 2 over 3. I need to multiply the 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need to multiply the 2 over 3 by 10. So now let's multiply. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 10 is 30. Let's look over here. 2 times 10 is 20. And then you have 3 times 10 is 30. Now that my denominators are the same, I'm going to add my numerator. So 9 plus 20 is 29. And then that's going to be over 30. So I do not need to simplify any further. So this is my final answer. Let's try 5 over 6 minus 3 over 4. Notice here my denominators are not the same, so I do need to find a common denominator. So we're going to find the multiples of 6 and 4. For 6, we have 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. And we'll stop here for now. And then for my 4, we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and 24, and we will stop here for now. The lowest common multiple between 6 and 4 is going to be the number 12. You can also use the number 24. However, the best thing to do is to find the lowest common multiple. So in this example, I'm going to use the number 12. So that means we do need to get 12 in our denominator. So I'm going to look here, 5 over 6. What number do I need to multiply my 6 with to get 12 in the denominator? So we're going to get 1, 2. I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the number 2. Let's look here, 3 over 4. What number do I need to multiply my 4 with to get 12 in the denominator? So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the number 3. So now we're going to multiply. 2 times 5 is 10 over 2 times 6. That's 12. Perfect. That's what we're looking for. 3 times 3 is 9 over 4 times 3 is 12. Now that my denominators are the same, I'm going to subtract my numerator. So 10 minus 9 is going to equal 1. That's going to be over 12. So your final answer is 1 over 12. So let's look at the same example. So let's say we did use the number 24 instead of 12. So that means I'm going to get 24 in my denominator. I'm going to look here, 5 over 6. What number do I need to multiply my 6 with to get 24 in the denominator? This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the number 4. We're going to look here. What number do I need to multiply my 4 with to get 24 in the denominator? So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the number 6. Now we're going to multiply. So 4 times 5 is 20 over 4 times 6, that's 24, minus 3 times 6 is 18 over 4 times 6 is 24. Now that my denominators are the same, I'm going to subtract my numerators. So we have 20 minus 18. 0 minus 8 is going to give us a negative number. So I'm going to borrow. This 2 is going to become a 1. This 0 here is going to become a 10. So 10 minus 8 is 2. And then 1 minus 1 is 0. So 20 minus 18 is going to be 2. That's going to be over 24. However, I can simplify this answer further. So 2 goes into both of these numbers. So 2 divided by 2 is going to equal 1. And then 24 divided by 2, this is going to equal 12. So your answer is going to be 2 over 24 or 1 over 12. So remember, you can use any one of the common multiples. However, the best one to use is the lowest common multiple. All right, so that is all for today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.